No, I don't, no, I hear myself, but,
There you
oh, yeah,
go.
okay.
Okay, now we're good. All right, call to order. I hereby announce pursuant to Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act that adequate notice of this meeting has been transmitted on January 14th, 2026 by the Board Administrative Officer to the Asbury Park Press, Two River Times, Township Clerk, and has been posted in the meetings room and in the entrance hall to Town Hall, all pursuant to Section 13 of the Open Public Meetings Act. Roll call?
Mr. Connolly?
Here.
Mr. Corrigan?
Here.
Mr. Vanderham?
Here.
Mr. Fagan?
Here.
Ms. Plausas?
Here.
Mr. Bell?
Here.
Mr. Mann is absent. Mr. Silberman?
Here.
Mr. Dors is absent. Mr. Robbins?
Here.
And Mr. Antonucci.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Okay, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A moment of silence, honor the military, police, and first responders. Thank you. Okay, at this time, we just have some housekeeping to do. We need to adopt the minutes from past meetings. I'll turn it over to Irina.
Yes, thank you. That's correct, Mr. Chairman. We have minutes to approve for March 3rd. Eligible to vote Mr. Connolly, Mr. Vanderham, Mr. Antonucci, Mr. Bell, Ms. Plausas, and Mr. Silverman. Any comments, any feedbacks? If none, motion and second, please.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Bell. Mr. Connolly,
Yes.
Mr. Vanderham,
Yes.
Mr. Antonucci,
Yes.
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Ms. Plausas,
Yes.
Mr. Silberman.
Yes.
Second set of minutes we have for March 12th. Eligible to vote Mr. Connolly, Mr. Vanderham, Mr. Fagan, Mr. Antonacci, Mr. Bell, Ms. Plausas, and Mr. Silberman.
Move to accept. Second.
Mr. Connolly,
Yes.
Mr. Vanderham,
Yes.
Mr. Fagan,
Yes.
Mr. Antonacci,
Yes.
Mr. Bell,
Yes.
Ms. Plausas,
Yes.
and Mr. Silberman.
Yes.
We do have minutes for, to approve for 2023. I'm just gonna go in a calendar order. May 16th, eligible to vote Ms. Plausas and Mr. Silberman.
I make a motion.
Second.
Ms. Plausas and Mr. Silberman.
Yes.
Thank you. June 20th, 2023, eligible to vote Mr. Fagan, Ms. Plausas. That's it.
Move to accept.
I second.
Mr. Fagan and Ms. Plausas.
Yes.
Thank you. July 18th, 2023, eligible to vote Mr. Fagan, Ms. Plausas, Mr. Silberman, and Mr. Bell.
Move to accept.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Fagan,
Yes.
Ms. Plausas,
Yes.
Mr. Silberman, and
Yes.
Mr. Bell.
Yes.
September 5th, 2023, eligible to vote Mr. Silberman, Mr. Fagan, and Ms. Plausas.
Move to accept.
Second.
Mr. Silberman,
Yes.
Mr. Fagan, and Ms. Plausas.
Yes.
Yes.
October 17th, 2023, eligible to vote Mr. Fagan and Mr. Silberman.
Move to accept.
Second.
Mr. Fagan, Mr.
Yes.
Silberman, thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
And last but not least, November 28th, 2023, eligible to vote Mr. Fagan, Ms. Plausas, Mr. Silberman, and Mr. Bell.
Move to accept.
Second.
Mr. Fagan, Ms. Plausas, Ms. Plausas?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Silberman?
Yes.
And Mr. Bell.
Yes.
So for the record, minutes for March 3rd, March 12th, 2026 were successfully approved, as well as May 16th, June 20th, July 18th, September 5th, October 17th, and November 28th, 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Irina. Okay, at this time, there's only one item on the agenda, which is the Brightview Senior Living Development LLC, 2129 New Jersey 35, Holmdel, New Jersey 07733, Block 58, lots 29 and 29.01, and portions of Block 5802, Lot 36, requests for administrative plan revisions. At this time, we have someone from T&M here. I guess you have to swear him in.
We're going to swear. We have Fran Mullins here. Fran, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. For the record, Mr. Mullins has been sworn in as township engineer to provide a brief overview of your findings in your letter that you submitted. Yes, okay. Do I need to press this?
The mic is on.
Is this on?
You could,
Is it on now?
yeah, you could turn it over and there's a button you can, so you don't have to toggle. Now it should be a red light on?
That should, yes.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. We were asked to offer a review on a request that was submitted by the developer's attorney for some plan revisions that were triggered by the developer's required improvements based on the NJDOT. So we took a look at the plans that they submitted that are revising the curb line and the widening of Route 35 across the frontage of their project property. We have reviewed the plans. We have issued a review letter dated April 14th, 2026. I hope the board has a copy of that. Yes.
Yes.
I'll refer to it, but I won't read all the specifics. In our consideration of the applicant's or the developer's request, it's our understanding that the DOT requirements include a deceleration lane entering the property and an acceleration lane to leave the property. Therefore, the curb line on the highway will be widened a little bit to accommodate those two lanes. That will trigger some reconstruction of the entrance into the project. The changes that will take place do not materially change any of the circulation on site. It simply widens the highway drive lanes a little bit. They'll rebuild the curb. There's a curbed island separating the ingress and egress drive lanes. That will be pushed back a little bit. They'll restripe the stop bar and the stop sign. They're also relocating some of the utility poles along the highway and such. But our letter outlines the on-site alterations as well as the off-site alterations. And then down at the bottom of page 1, you will see that in our view, the plan changes are triggered by the requirements of the DOT and in general should improve vehicle access to and from the site. And most importantly, the proposed changes do not require any additional or expanded variance relief and do not materially affect any of the conditions attached to the prior planning board approvals, which is a fundamental baseline for any administrative approval that the board considers. If it was to trigger a waiver or a variance or some increased degree of nonconformity of a variance that was granted, then we would have a different opinion and make a different recommendation. It would probably trigger an amended site plan submission to the board for full review and a public hearing. But because it doesn't do either of those, it doesn't trigger waivers and it doesn't trigger any new variances or increased degree of nonconformity for variances that were granted. And so ultimately, in our view, we have no objection if the planning board concludes that it could approve the proposed revisions on an administrative basis without the need for further board proceedings, without having, you know, the 20 sets of plans submitted, them coming in and presenting it, or noticing for a public hearing, and such. So based on the de minimis extent of the proposed changes in our view, it is our understanding that the planning board could proceed in one of the two following ways. Grant the administrative approval of the proposed changes and the plan revisions, and allow the developer and the construction to proceed based on I would guess, a resolution granting administrative approval of the revised plans that were submitted to you and that we have reviewed subject to this letter. If, however, the board concludes otherwise, you can require them to come in for an amended site plan approval, or at least a presentation of the revised plans in order to address any questions, concerns, or clarifications that you want from the developer, their engineer, their traffic engineer, or their attorney. That's pretty much the summation of our process with this particular item. In my opinion, I think the extent of the changes are all focused along the shoulder of the highway, creating these 2 lanes for vehicles to enter and exit the property in a reasonable DOT-approved manner. And I don't see how any of it ripples through the rest of the site plan or changes anything that the board previously was okay with based on their prior site plan approval with conditions. I don't think it changes any variances, and I don't think it violates or changes any of the conditions of approval. So that's why I am making the recommendation that I am tonight. So I can answer any questions or provide clarification to the extent that I can.
Yeah, Fran. It sounds like, first of all, Highway 35 there has 2 lanes and then a shoulder. Now, the shoulder's going to become the acceleration and deceleration, and there'll be no shoulder, or is the curb getting pushed over?
The curb is definitely getting pushed back. I would have to double check the plans. I think at the immediate vicinity of the entrance drive, there would be no shoulder. But the curb is getting widened to accommodate essentially the 3rd vehicle lane as the deceleration and acceleration lanes. And I don't know if you have the plans up there tonight. We could perhaps take a look together.
The other question was, is this work on 35 being done because of Brightview, or that was planned on widening?
No, it is definitely, I'm not sure about the utility poles. That might be part of a bigger utility transmission expansion that's happening through a few of the municipalities. But I would say that the widening across this particular property is because of the facility that's there. I have no reason to think this would be undertaken by DOT for just the frontage of this property if the facility was not built.
And this facility is operating now, right? People are in there.
Yes, it is.
Yes. All right. So it's really just widening the road to make ingress and egress from the parking area a little smoother or safer, right?
That is a good way to consider these changes. I think that's an accurate explanation of what the proposed changes are, yes.
Okay. Just a quick question, Fran, sorry. Appreciate the thorough review. I'm sorry.
Sorry, was there something that triggered the need for the deceleration and acceleration lane? Like, why wouldn't it have been proposed initially?
I don't have a clear answer on that. I can only speculate on what might have happened. I think sometimes these applications go before the municipal planning board. The developer has to apply to DOT for DOT feedback. I have to surmise that the DOT provided some form of feedback that perhaps it's under further review or further consideration, but that the traffic engineers that presented the project to the planning board here must have determined and presented that whether or not the DOT requires accel or decel lanes, we can safely operate vehicles in and out of the property based on their site plan design, and then ultimately in subsequent reviews by DOT, the DOT engineers determined it's better to have accel and decel lanes than not. But that's pure speculation. That's all I can surmise.
Okay, thank you.
The acceleration lane, when you're coming out of Brightview, isn't that gonna feed right into the jug handle lane? Because there's a jug handle at Centerville or Union.
Mhm.
So, won't that feed right into that?
It starts to approach, and it starts to get, you know, relatively close to that right-hand lane that feeds into the jug handle. But I can assure that the DOT has evaluated all of those distances, you know, to get the vehicles accelerating and out into the travel lanes on the highway. At the same time, folks are trying to get into the right-hand lane to decelerate into the jug handle. I can assure you that if it's gone this far with DOT, they have scrutinized everything and would have required the widening, you know, all the way down to connect to the jug handle if the DOT standards required it. So if it stops short of that and it's just limited to the frontage of Brightview, it's because the DOT determined it is not necessary to extend it all the way down to the jug handle. It's really not a municipal jurisdiction at this point. I would not offer engineering commentary on the design, distances, and widths of the accel and decel lanes and the distance thereof. That is completely under the DOT's jurisdiction and their engineering review. And all of the physical work along the length of the frontage of the Brightview property is going to remain within the DOT state right-of-way.
I will say that it's always good to have acceleration lanes if you can, because at least people can go out and then it's easier to accelerate parallel to traffic than from a 90-degree angle. So, yeah, I mean, it's, I don't see any issue. I don't know if anyone has any.
Yeah, I would be in favor of granting administrative approval of the proposed changes and plan revisions and allow the developer to proceed without any formal hearing, and I would move that.
Okay. Second.
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 Okay. Mr. Connolly?
Yes.
Mr. Corrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Antonacci?
Yes.
Mr. Vanderham?
Yes.
Mr. Fagan?
Yes.
Ms. Pausas?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Robbins? And Mr. Silverman?
Yes.
A motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Good evening.
I don't know, every time I hear Francis, I always think it's stripes. I don't know why that goes in my brain.
A lot of people do.
Did it, right? Yeah. Good
Good
night.
night.
Which one? Pee-wee's? Pee-wee, yeah, that's a good one, too. All right, at this time, we have no professional reports, so we have a motion to adjourn. Anyone?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Have a good night.